reporting the radiation levels. It is a cover-up. The Pentagon knows what's going on. That's a cover-up. We have a devastatingly scary call from Lou in Illinois that just got back from Japan. He is saying that his friends there, via email and Skype calls, or tele-specific ways, are reporting to him that they're getting the radiation sickness, the vomiting, the red spots. That's exactly what we would expect from serious exposure. I want Dr. Bob Bowman to hear, the area southeast of Fukushima where you're getting these reports, what your friends are telling you, specifically so that he can comment. And then we're going to, while we talk to Dr. Bob Bowman, put the number out. Now, many people can't call on a regular landline from Japan to a toll-free number, which is 1-800-259-9231. Do not call that number unless you're from Japan. Here is the regular landline number. It'll be on your dime, but we'll go right to you. Dr. Bowman understands. He can listen to you and comment and analyze it. If you're seeing radiation sickness, or if you are living elsewhere in Japan and confirming reports by friends or family, here is the number, Japan. Dial your country access code to the United States, and then 651-695. And guys, give me the U.S. country code. John, get that and add that here, please. That's 651-695-7777. 651-695-7777. Again, Japan. 651-695-7777. And the military has a duty to not follow unlawful orders. You have a responsibility to contact Congress, to contact the media, and to tell them what your meters are picking up. We know the ships ran away Monday when Fukushima number 3 blew sky high, the max core plutonium-based reactor. 651-695-7777, Japan. Call us. Get through. Calling Japan from Texas. Help us get this out so we can get you help and break the cover-up. 651-695-7777. Or if you can get through on Skype, 800-259-9231. We just wiped the phone lines, except for Lou. They have reported flights in, out of Tokyo, do have radiation into O'Hare. They're letting them go with the bags, with everything, even though there's radiation. We're going to talk to Dr. Bob Bowman here in just a moment, who's waiting in the wings via video Skype from his home in Florida. Former head of the Star Wars program, 3 degrees in nuclear physics. But I wanted you to give a report, Lou, to Dr. Bowman. Take your time, exactly who these friends are, where you were in Japan, what they're now telling you about the radiation sickness for Dr. Bowman. Take your time. You got 3 minutes. Earlier you wanted to hurry because you know time is, your intel is key. Report to Dr. Bowman, who's listening right now.
I was in Chiba area of Japan, and I was there for setting up martial arts studios or helping a friend who I would like to remain named anonymous, because their government they're indifferent. You know, they work and they're very dedicated to their government. So I don't know if they would be willing to come forward about this, but there is a very high amount of integrity in what I'm saying, because the people that the information is coming from are highly dedicated martial arts students. Okay, my face is red. I'm feeling, you know, like I've gotten sunburn, or splotches on their leg, red splotches, areas, hands going numb, earaches, vomiting, big, gigantic headaches. You know, these type of things are what I'm hearing from friends of friends of friends of entire groups of people, and they're concerned that maybe it's the stress, maybe it's the barometric pressure, maybe it's something else. And I'm trying to come up with more hopeful thought than, oh, you know, you're radiation poison, and be positive with them. Not that I would want to lie to them, and I want them to know the truth and whatever precautionary actions they could take. However, you know, these are the symptoms that I'm being reported to from a small, you know, this is a microcosm group of people. I can't claim that, you know, this is happening everywhere, but from the people that I am talking to, they are absolutely receiving, you know, splotches all over their bodies, numbness, vomiting, redness of the face, earaches, headaches, flu-like symptoms. And, you know,
okay, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, please continue reporting to Bowman. Sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it. It's a very small area. It's this isn't hundreds of people. This is several dozen people, and I think it's big news because it does show, that there are people out there with these type of symptoms. And I didn't want to say that, and so I went and looked up at myself what the specifics are of radiation poison or how fast you can be affected by that, because, maybe they're just having delusions, or they're upset, or they're, you see this place and it's the devastation around you. You could have an anxiety attack, which makes you think that as well. So there, I'm trying to give them hope, but at the same time, there are tons and tons of people, dozens of people from friends that I know that are complaining of very similar symptoms: redness, numbness, flu-like, vomiting, all this stuff that's going on. Is that a possibility, or are they, just kind of freaking out? Is my whole question to them, really. I don't know, but this is what they are telling me.
Okay, let me ask this. How far are they from the reactor?
Okay, we're looking at Chiba, Japan is south, so in actual miles, if I were to Google Earth that, just to look, Fukushima is north. We're looking at a scale of 200 miles would be my estimate, which is, it's east. Chiba is east, exactly east of Japan, or what? Yeah, it's east of Tokyo, I'm sorry.
Okay, so it's east of Tokyo, sort of on the coast.
Sort of on the coast, but inside it's like a little Florida type of peninsula.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, my answer to you is I'm not surprised, and I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm afraid that sounds exactly like radiation sickness, and it's not surprising considering the level of radiation that has come out of that plant and the distance that they are. Now, if I was getting this report from somebody in Illinois, I would say it's psychosomatic, your fears are getting the best of you, it can't be radiation sickness. But coming from there, I'd say it almost certainly is, I'm afraid.
Yes, and then, of course, I went into a conversation with Alex about this Greenpeace, speaking about this weapon-grade plutonium that these particular reactors have, and there's no question about it that this is, the difference in this in Chernobyl. It's Chernobyl's on steroids. So this doesn't surprise me, and I'm very concerned because of the kindness. These are the most wonderful, most respectful people. You don't even know respect until you visit the country and see how they treat each other, and it sickens me.
I've been there.
Yeah, and then to think that it's going to come to America, and just like Alex said with the children, and, does it blow up to Chicago too? What are they? The mass effect of this, this is big. And I'm just, if they're feeling that already, there is absolutely some type of evidence, and, this is several dozen people. It's not the world, though a microcosm. We're still looking at, evidence here that, hey, there is something happening out there, and it's a lot more than we think. And, I thank them for the information, but they're in my hopes and prayers every minute that I could pray, for them, because it's serious. I wouldn't have made this call if I didn't think this was serious.
Yeah. Well, I can assure you that a similar thing is not going to happen in Chicago. Radiation dissipates with the cube of the distance. And so there is an enormous difference between 200 miles and 6,000 miles. The difference is like 270,000. So,
but have we, and I apologize for interrupting you, sir, but do we have this kind of information on this type of plutonium or this specifically, have we ever, do we know? Do the American people even know the repercussions of this? Do we have any data to go by to say that that's absolute, with the potency of this particular type of uranium?
Well, the fears come when some of that, particularly in the MOX reactor, where you have a mixture of uranium oxide and plutonium oxide. The plutonium, if it gets caught up in the jet stream and carried all the way across the ocean to the United States and particles fall out, it's possible to breathe one of those particles in. And in that case, there is a good chance that sometime in the next 50 years, you're going to come down with cancer. But there is essentially no chance, from what I know, of anyone in the United States coming down with radiation sickness, splotches, nausea, vomiting, headaches, that kind of thing. There just isn't enough radiation by the time it gets to the United States to do that.
Well, Dr. Bowman, let me just interject here for a moment, specifically, and Lou, I appreciate your phone call. God bless you. Undoubtedly, if they're not giving us radiation levels, and we've seen 4 of the plants explode, several of them sky high. There's 600,000 spent fuel rods. We now know many of them were contained on top of the facilities that blew up, that there's a huge cover-up. The Pentagon has readings. They know what's going on. They're not saying anything. Doctor, a lot of experts are in the news saying this may have already gone Chernobyl. They admit that 2 of the containment facilities have been breached. They're talking about radiation levels so high they may pull out all of the relief effort with the Fukushima 50, who say they're willing to die and that they may die. I mean, if this is indeed going on, this looks like it could be bigger than Chernobyl, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And I've been saying that for a number of days, that it could be bigger than Chernobyl. And for the people of Japan, it is absolutely catastrophic. And the winds, the low-level winds, can be fickle, and they can turn where they're generally blowing from west to east. They can turn and blow from the north to the south toward Tokyo, and they've done that on occasion already for brief periods. And so the people in Tokyo are at risk of radiation sickness and death from this. So I don't want to minimize this, because to the people of Japan, it is probably worse than Chernobyl already. And the area around the plant may never be habitable again. But I do say that the people of the United States should not panic and go out and start taking iodine pills, because it's a waste and it's damaging to your thyroid. The use for those pills is when you know that you have been exposed, and that's the time to take those pills. When you're in danger of radiation sickness, the iodine pills cannot prevent you from inhaling a radioactive particle that over a period of years can give you cancer. Iodine pills can't help with that. All iodine can do is keep the radioactive stuff from getting into your thyroid and causing